Hello, hello. As you're popping on, say hello. How is everyone on this rainy Tuesday? Kind of cold too, isn't it? So, welcome, welcome. Hey, Marilyn, Robin, Lois. Hello, hello. Welcome to another Technique Talk Tuesday. Today, we're going to talk about a couple of different ways that you can do some fun backgrounds. I thought that since, well, some people are already done, but some people are working on Christmas cards. We're going to get started working on Christmas cards. Hey, Barbara. Hi, Gabrielle. I thought I might talk about a couple of different ways to do some backgrounds. It might be fun. Using some stamps and white embossing powder, and then a couple of different ways that you can create your backgrounds. We'll give it a minute or two, let some people hop on. So I am a little discombobulated just because I got home about a half an hour from taking my mom to the ER. She bumped a metal cart at Kroger and gouged her leg kind of badly. So we had to get some stitches, but now we're home. Got set up just in time. Yeah, backgrounds are fun, aren't they? So, while we're moving along, ask your questions, and I haven't quite figured out how you can see comments in the replays. I don't think you can, so I'm going to try to repeat the questions that are getting asked so that when people are watching the replay, they'll know what questions were asked. Make sense? All right, so just about another minute. Well, you know, I've got all different times on all different kind of clocks. Hey, Mary. Yeah, she's relaxing right now upstairs. So, hope that heals fast. All right. So, again, we're going to talk about a couple of different ways that you can do some fun backgrounds. I've already done some work ahead. I stamped and white embossed some panels, so you probably can't see what's on them quite yet, but these are stamp. Well, I'll show you the stamp sets that I used. They're right over here. They were just what was close by. So this is one of the Catherine. Whoops, let me do it the right way. This is one of the Catherine Pooler stamp sets, and I really like this one because there are all different kinds of sentiments and all different kinds of trees on here. So not only can you use some of these trees as Christmas trees, but there are some regular trees too that you could use on like a thinking of you card or a thank you card or something like that. And then I also used one of the sentiments from this big sentiment stamp set. I used VersaFine embossing powder this time, and I used some Hero Arts, I think, white embossing powder. And what I am going to do is show you 4 different ways that you can use these panels with this and make backgrounds. Okay, so let's start with this one. So this is one of the new Distress Mica sprays, and I'm going to risk it and not use my splat box. So what I am going to do is just spray this background that I've already pre-stamped and heat embossed with white embossing powder. And I just opened this. What I said, it's Shiny Bauble, right? All right. Let me give it another shake. I've really been using these mica sprays. Yeah, Lois says that sometimes she sits for hours making backgrounds, and you know, I think that that's a really great way to get a lot of backgrounds done, because then when you actually need to make a card, you've already got the background done and you can whip it right along, right? I think that's fun. Okay, so here we go. All right, so I just sprayed the mica spray, and then you can already see the resist where the white embossing powder, or the white embossing is. It's not really powder anymore because I heated it up. And then I'm just taking a paper towel and giving it a wipe where it's embossed. And it's a little wet, so it's wrinkly, but look at that. There is one fun background that you could use on a Christmas card, because it says Jingle All the Way. Looks like I pulled out the Nana cardstock instead of the the heavy stock, so that's why it's a little bit wrinkly, but it will still work just fine. So that is number one. Look at that. Robin is asking how long would that take to dry, and it probably will take about 2 or 3 minutes to dry, Robin, the spray. Yeah, it doesn't take very long. And you can also hit it again with your heat gun. And then Mary's asking, what if you didn't wipe off the spray? It would be like water on a duck, kind of. So it kind of pools and beads. That's what I'm looking for. It beads up on the where you've embossed. Now that would take a lot longer to dry because those are just big beads of wet spray. Having trouble finding my words. Okay, so another way is to just take some kind of ink. This is Distress Ink Rustic Wilderness. And look, I didn't even have time to get my big pad out here. I'm just going to use this little one. And then just do your ink blending right over. And you can already see how when you blend over that, the white embossing powder again is like a resist, so the ink does not stay where that is embossed. All right. I am not going to spend the time to ink this whole thing. I just want to show you though how this works. So now you can see that the ink, I didn't emboss it very well there, so that's what that looks like. But you can see I don't even have to wipe it off. Now you could wipe it and it would just get a little brighter white. So that is the second way that you can create a background using white embossed images. All right. The next way we're going to take a look at is using an ink pad. Now, I've showed this technique before where you can take the Catherine Pooler inks and create a solid cardstock with the ink to coordinate with it. You could do this technique and it works best with any ink that is a sponge instead of like the Distress inks. You could certainly do, but you would spend more time rubbing your ink pad on it. The sponge ones work a little bit better just because it's quicker. All right, so we are just going to give that a wipe, a wipe, a wipe. All right, and like I mentioned when I showed this before, That'll all dry evenly. Now this, I will wipe it to make it that nice crisp white. Ta-da! There is technique number 3. Now, like I said, this is it. It was more ink right here, so it looks dark. As it dries, it will even out, and you will have a nice even green. All right. And number 4 way is going to be with watercolor. All right, and I'm going to use gold. Let's see how we go here. Got to get this. My water's not too dirty, so you'll be able to see the gold. More water, more water. And you could even use a mister and give it a mist before you started painting. It would just make the watercolor spread faster. And this one, I don't really even need to wipe off the... Give me just a second. This is crinkly just because it's a lot of water that I used with the watercolors. And again, I grabbed the wrong paper. Not that I won't be able to use these, because I will. Neenah just isn't made to take a lot of wet techniques, but you can see, I'll show you the first one that we did. It's already kind of smoothing out. Okay, what do we have? Any questions? All right. So here is the watercolor. You can do some nice splatters on there. Oh, you know how I love my splatters. I think that you could even, like I said, use your sprayer and get that watercolor moving around a little bit. Again, this is not necessarily the paper for that, but I can't resist. I can't resist spraying it. I can't resist spraying everything on my desk. Oh, my samples. Do you guys want to see some sneak peeks of some new stuff by Belle? Stuff that's coming out? I'll show you those in a second because I just sprayed them with gold watercolor. They happen to be sitting right here. But look, isn't that awesome, this background? I just love it. That watercolor look, and then you've got the embossing. So, let me just show you these 4 techniques real quick. Look, I made this little paintbrush stand in my ceramics class. Isn't it cute? All right, we've got watercolor. We've got mica spray. I just look at how beautiful that mica spray is. Isn't it gorgeous? Can you see the shimmer? Try to hold it sideways so you can see. I don't know, the light will catch it. Ooh. Then we've got ink. This is Distress ink. And then we've got just an ink with a sponge pad on it. So aren't those fun, 4 fun ways to make some awesome backgrounds while you're thinking about that for your Christmas cards? Okay, and here is your quick peek. Anybody have any questions while I'm sneaking you a peek? Look at this. This poinsettia is 3 layers, but it's sprayed with mica spray. The new mica spray colors. The green and the balsam and the cranberry one. That's one of the new pieces. And then look at this guy. Oh. This little gnome, he's got the snowy, I did his beard with the puffy, the glitter sparkle puff embossing powder. Isn't he cute? All right, there's your peek at some new products I've been working on. All right, so any questions? No? All right, so don't forget, we'll be live Saturday with new product and a new Michigan project. That is at 9:30 Saturday, and it is right here on this YouTube channel. And then we've got our photo play event coming up at the end of the month. And I'm just designing a new class that I think we're going to do in November. So be on the lookout for that. I'll probably talk about it Saturday. I've got a sample to show you. But if nobody has any questions, I am going to wrap this up. And if you are making any of these type of backgrounds, show us. Show us on our Facebook page and hashtag Technique Talk Tuesday. That way when I do a search, I can see your projects. I love to see them. All right, everybody, stay dry and warm. And hopefully where you are, you didn't get any snow. We didn't get any snow, but I've been hearing about snow today, and I don't like it. And we will be talking to you very soon. Thanks, everybody.